Hey up everybody, OnepegMg here, I hope you're all doing well. So it's on, the pre-wipe events are now running and we have a list from Battlestate Games of what the pre-wipe events are over the next few coming days. Now they don't give us a time scale for how long these pre-wipe events will last. Kinda feel like they're gonna last roughly 24 to 48 hours each, but yeah, take that with a pinch of salt. It could be just one day, it could be a couple of days, we really don't know right now, but we do have a list of what will be happening. So first of all of the scavs have been turned into raiders. This happened yesterday. This is currently the pre-wipe event that is taking place right now, and this was done prior to the wipe with 11.7 and it was hugely popular. I enjoyed it myself. It brings about a better element of PvE on all of the maps. You know, you can go to customs and you can go to shoreline, etc., and you know the kind of PvE that you're going to get from the scavs on there. This is massively flipped on its head when you turn those scavs into raiders. Makes it a lot more interesting in my eyes, and it is something that I would like to see more of on some of the maps. Maybe just have clusters of raiders here and there, but you know, that's down to Battlestate and whatever they want to do. Of course, this means that everybody now, regardless of your level, will be running ridiculous amounts of gear because they will be taking raiders down, taking all of the gear that they have, which is significantly better than what you would get from your average scav. So overall, the PvP in the game should be flipped on its head as well over the next coming days, because everybody will be just full of some really good loot. Next up, they've got the economy event. This is where Fence will have some basic items and other traders will be wiped. Again, another pre-wipe event from 11.7. Basically, Fence will just have some basic items. I think in the 11.7 pre-wipe event, he just had basic Packer armor and some shotguns and some shotgun shells, and that was basically it. So if at that moment you are very much empty in your stash, you're only going to be able to get hold of some very basic items. Not as popular as making scavs into raiders, although it does bring an element of fun if you can only go in with a basic loadout. You know, it's just a bit of fun for a day or so. I wouldn't take it too seriously if you don't have, you know, a lot of loot to compete with people that still have lots of loot left. You know, just have fun, don't take it too seriously. Next up, we've got probably one of the most controversial things that Battlestate Games has come up with recently, and this is this whole secure container. And basically what they're looking to do is, one of the events will be where you're not able to put anything in your secure container during the raid. Be able to put whatever you want into it pre-raid, but after you're logged into the raid, you won't be able to put anything in it. Very controversial, this one. We don't know where this one's going to go. I think it's not really going to have too much of effect on here. You're not really going to see, you know, what this could actually do to the community as a whole. Battlestate want to test it to see what happens and get feedback on that. It's a polarizing subject right now. A lot of people see it as a sort of streamers versus casual gamers. You could look at it like that in some sense, I guess. Streamers seem to be on the whole more for this than the casual gamer does. I think the issues behind this could be far-reaching though, but I would point you towards a video that I've just watched by a guy called OnepegMg. He has a good breakdown on what this could do if this is implemented after the wipe, and I will put a link in the description below to his video. I'd recommend checking it out. It's only 6 minutes long. He's got some good information in there, and he better knows what he's talking about than I do when it comes to this subject. But he gives some good insight into what could happen if they do make this a permanent decision. Next up is the raiders will be then taken off. Well, once each event starts, the raiders will be turned back to scavs. For the fourth one, the loyalty level with all traders will be unlocked and everything will be unlimited and cheap. So basically you have access to everything. So if you haven't unlocked all traders yet, you will have access to everything they've got. Everything will be very cheap and everybody will just go absolutely apeshit in the game. They will be carrying ridiculous amounts of grenades, ridiculously modified weapons, and I like this one. It's just a free for all, and it's really good for those people that haven't been able to grind all the way to unlocking the traders. It gives gives you a chance to check out some of the things that you haven't had access to or haven't been able to afford to gain access to through the flea market. It's just a good way to see what else is there that you haven't got to, and it's just a good way for everybody just to chill out, have a good laugh, and not really worry about gear fear. You know, gear fear is done now as far as I'm concerned. This does mean that if each one of these events takes 24 to 48 hours, we will be looking at the wipe happening sometime next week. I would say roughly around this time next week, maybe a little bit earlier, maybe a little bit later, it depends how things go, but we are definitely, I would say, within the next week going to get the wipe, and the game as we know it will change for good. So I'm looking forward to the wipe. I'm looking forward to getting my hands on the new map, seeing how the game has changed. One thing I do hope though, and I'm hoping that other people will be with me on this, is we are expecting this game to change massively once this update comes out. But the game as it is now, I would like them to save that. I would like them to save the entire game somewhere, you know, back it up on a couple of hard drives or whatever and just put it away for prosperity. And then just like World of Warcraft has, where they've brought the classic version out and everybody went mad for that, they wanted to play it, I'd like to see Tarkov do that. You know, if this game succeeds, which we all want it to, we all love Tarkov, that's why we're watching videos like this and taking an interest in what Battlestate do with the game. You know, if it succeeds, it could go on to great things, but it would be good to maybe say 5, 8, 10 years down the line, just to have a look back at what the game was like right now. We would probably laugh at how primitive some of it is and how silly some of it was, but it'd be great to have a trip down memory lane and have a look at how it used to be compared to how it will be then. But you know, we'll have to wait and see. But yes, the wipe now is very, very close, folks. So as always, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for watching and listening. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe, and I will catch you in the next video. Take care.